The Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun yesterday. Finally, Stephanie White is letting CaitlinClark play her own way. Stephanie White has realized that her job's in jeopardy and she cannot compete with CaitlinClark. CaitlinClark is up here and Stephanie's way down here. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the fouls from Brittney Griner on CaitlinClark. Brittney Griner hit her one time like this and knocked her back. The referees didn't say nothing. Brittney Griner, I believe, is 6'9". I think CaitlinClark is 6 foot. One time, Brittney Griner, I can't say her last name, she checked her with her shoulder right in the face and knocked her down. She was on the ground for a good 10-20 seconds, right in front of Stephanie White. This is what Stephanie White did. Nothing. Stephanie White should have done a Bobby Knight and screamed and hollered at that ref. She should have got herself ejected. She should have thrown a chair in the middle of that basketball court and thrown a fit. Now, the reason the refs don't call these fouls is because CaitlinClark stays on the refs. What CaitlinClark says and does carries weight. Everybody else, it doesn't carry weight. CaitlinClark funds the whole league. If it wasn't for CaitlinClark, everybody wouldn't have got them big raises last year. If it wasn't for CaitlinClark, they wouldn't be staying in nice hotels and riding charter jets. So what CaitlinClark does and says carries weight. The front office doesn't like CaitlinClark. Now, the lady, I forget her name. The lady in charge of the league, I forget her name. She likes CaitlinClark, but she doesn't like CaitlinClark. CaitlinClark makes the league a lot of money, but her being the villain, she thinks her being the villain and being indifferent to CaitlinClark brings more viewership. But she's found out this year that's not the case. Viewership is down, game attendance is down because the way the front office and the league officials and the heads of the league have treated CaitlinClark. CaitlinClark is the ATM machine. I'm in the Philippines. I'm the ATM machine. I know that. I'm the ATM machine. CaitlinClark is the ATM machine for the WNBA. Without CaitlinClark, they're nothing. They're nothing. If CaitlinClark gets hurt and leaves or goes to another country and plays or starts her own league, the WNBA will be nothing again. They don't make a profit. They haven't made a profit until the last couple of years when CaitlinClark's been there. The NBA has been losing money keeping the WNBA afloat. Now, I'm a pilot, and if you're taxiing around a major airport and you make the controllers mad, the controllers are there to help you. They're very nice, they're there to help you. But if you make them mad, they will put you in an imaginary penalty box. They'll tell you to taxi over here and hold and wait. You cannot make them mad. When you're flying, if you make the controllers mad, especially upstate New York, they will put you in a holding pattern and leave you out there for 30 minutes. You cannot make them mad. In the NBA, if you make those refs mad, they're not going to call fouls for you. They're going to let the other people abuse you. CaitlinClark has been abused for 3 years. CaitlinClark is a nice girl from a nice family, has a serious boyfriend. Most of the league, the players, the coaches, I don't want to say the owners, but the front office people, most of them are not of the same persuasion as CaitlinClark. Although CaitlinClark is giving them money, they still hate her and they're jealous of her, which is baffling. That is baffling to me. Every game, every single player and person should come give her a hug and say thank you. But they don't do it. They just still abuse her, But the two fouls from Brittney Griner on CaitlinClark were inexcusable. Stephanie White should have thrown a fit with those refs. Brittney Griner knocked CaitlinClark down right in front of Stephanie White. She didn't do nothing. She just sat there. Okay. This tells you that she hates CaitlinClark. She hates the fact that she got in trouble finally with the owner for not letting her play her way and play her game. Now, the last 2 games, CaitlinClark has taken over, played her way, played her game. She's not listening to Stephanie White. She's not running them silly games and silly plays that Stephanie White wants her to run. She's doing it her way. And that just makes Stephanie White mad. She sits over here like this, grinding her teeth. Stephanie White hates CaitlinClark. She knows at the end of the year, she is gone. She is out of there. It's either her or CaitlinClark. CaitlinClark very well could leave tomorrow. I pray she would leave tomorrow. I pray she would. Go to a team that appreciates her, that's going to look out for her. The coaches understand. They got to know that they're beneath her. CaitlinClark's basketball IQ is higher than every single coach in the WNBA put together. Those coaches have to submit to that and understand that. Look, she's smarter than us. The great chess players can see 20 moves away. I play chess, I'm 5 moves behind. CaitlinClark can see the field. I'm sorry. I'm out here in the Philippines in my front yard, and this is the guy selling fish. He's selling fish. And it's funny because some days there's 2 of them, and they're battling over their speaker. They're talking in Visayan. Get my fish, I have tilapia, I have swordfish. And if the 2 meet, they turn their speakers up trying to be louder than the other. It's funny. The Philippines is great. I love it. Look at my house. Look at this. I'm sorry to mess up my CaitlinClark, Brittney Griner rant, but he's gone now. Okay. Most of the players, they don't like CaitlinClark. Most of the owners, the league, everybody, they don't like CaitlinClark. Anywhere she goes, I don't care who you are. The fans, all 99.9% of the fans love CaitlinClark. They like to see somebody that can pass, dribble, outrun everybody, shoot logo threes. They love it. They love it. Look at Lionel Messi. When he goes to another town and plays opposing teams, the opposing fans love Lionel Messi. CaitlinClark is the Lionel Messi of women's basketball. CaitlinClark is the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. CaitlinClark is probably going to go down as the ants are getting me now, is probably one of the #1 sports figures of all time. She's already made her money. She's got over $30 million in the bank. She couldn't spend that if she tried. If she took a match and burned half of that, she still couldn't spend it all. She's already made her money. She's laughing at everybody. Everybody's jealous of her. So be it. She knows that. So, the fouls all together, and the 2 fouls that Brittney Griner did. Now, the front office will look at that, and they're going to have to take action, and they'll probably give Brittney Griner a foul, maybe a flagrant foul. And when CaitlinClark kicked that ball, she's a soccer player. She has professional skills as a soccer player. Out of instinct, she was going to bounce it off the wall, come back to her and give it to the ref. But it bounced a little odd. She called it the second time, picked it up and threw it to the ref. All in 3 seconds. And they teed her for that. Why? Because she criticizes the refs. If you criticize those refs, they're not going to call fouls on you that other people make, and they're going to call ticky-tock fouls on you that you make, which is what they did to her all night long. That's okay. She's got $30 million. and they're making $275,000. And most of the rest are with the rest of the agenda in the league. So they don't like her either. Do they want to get their picture made with her? Do they want to talk to her? Do they want to, oh, I know CaitlinClark, we talked during the game. Yeah, but they're still against her. Like I said before, beautiful women hate other beautiful women. Women don't like other women. They just don't. They're friends and they talk nice, but when they leave, they hate those other women. Most women have a small group of serious friends, and the rest of the women in the world they hate. Hi, this is my friend here. She's coming to get some avocados. Come get the avocados. These are my friends. I'm making the YouTube videos. These are my neighbors. See, I don't know where to get one of these to get them. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're welcome to all of them. Salamat.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Let me put this on pause.